Let's start this episode off by naming the first stage of narcissistic abuse recovery. If you're watching this, there's a very good chance you've already experienced some kind of awakening. Maybe you're already out, maybe you're still in it, or somewhere in between. But one thing I know for sure is awareness is where it all begins. Even if you've walked through this stage already, I hope you'll stay because your voice, your experience can help make this episode more real, more personal, and more powerful for someone who's just now waking up. If you would just share that moment and what it might have looked like for you, or maybe you didn't even know you were in it, let us know that too. It's all part of your story, and you can help someone else by telling it, because this is how we light the path for each other. All right, when do we experience awareness? For most, it's the moment when something begins to shift, when the fog starts to clear and you begin to see the truth of what's happening. Awareness doesn't come as a bolt of lightning. It can start as a whisper where you're just thinking to yourself, something's not right. It's about recognizing the patterns, the manipulation, the erosion of your sense of self. It's that moment that you stop making excuses for their behavior and start naming it what it is. You begin to see the cycle, the love bombing, the devaluing, the discarding, or you realize you've been walking on eggshells for years, telling yourself it's your fault, you're the one overreacting. I think of awareness as when the fog lifts. So why is it so hard to see at first? Well, I think we all know that narcissistic abuse doesn't leave visible scars. Instead, it does something much worse. It chips away at our reality. You are likely gaslit, told things that didn't really happen when you know that they did. You were made to question your memory, your feelings, and your instincts. And when the person hurting you is someone you love or trust, like a partner, a parent, a sibling, it's even harder to see clearly because you don't want to believe it. Love and loyalty can blind us. Hope keeps us hanging on, and fear tells us we might not survive on our own. Awareness feels threatening at first because it's one of those things that once you see it, you can't unsee it. Even though awareness brings a certain clarity that we've been striving for, there's an emotional toll that goes along with it because it also brings grief. You grieve that version of the narcissist that you believed in. You grieve the time that you lost in the relationship and the energy you spent trying to fix it. The love you gave to someone who didn't value it. You're grieving that. You might even be afraid because you're wondering now what. But the counterweight to all of this is that the feeling of relief that comes with it, where you can say with certainty, I'm not crazy and I wasn't imagining all of that. It's a turning point, that power of really coming back online. So what are the signs that you're in the awareness stage? You start searching for answers on the internet, probably Googling behaviors and maybe even landing on podcasts like this one. You began to journal more, keeping notes because it helps you keep your sanity. Or you replay conversations in your mind, trying to make sense of all the contradictions. You might still be trying to fix it, but something in you knows this isn't normal and this isn't love. Keep that in mind. Awareness doesn't happen all at once. I think of it as a slow sunrise rather than a light switch because every inch of light matters. I think awareness is really a sacred stage because it's where you begin to come home to yourself. It might not feel like power at first, but it really is, because once you begin to name the truth, you start to loosen the narcissist's grip on you, not just on your life, but on your mind. To those of you just waking up, I see you. Your instincts are real. Your questions are valid. You're not broken. You're becoming free. And to those who've already walked this path, I hope this reminds you of how far you've come. I hope you'll share your story, your turning point, or your insight in the comments. As I said before, someone else may be taking that first breath of truth, and your voice could be the one that gives them courage to keep going. If this message is speaking to you, if you're finding your way back to yourself, I invite you to comment, "I am Annie." You are saying that you're not alone anymore and that you matter so much. It says that you are defying the odds and reclaiming your voice, yourself, and you're lighting the way for someone who's not quite there yet. Because every time someone finds their truth again, it makes a path clearer for the next person trying to find their way. And for those of you who are new to this podcast, I'm Kyle Hackley, attorney and author of Undercurrent, a story about a woman named Annie who finds the courage to break away from her narcissistic marriage and the extraordinary life she finds on the other side of narcissistic abuse. Keep in mind that Annie isn't just one person. She's any man, any woman who's ever experienced narcissistic abuse. And as always, I want you to know that you are stronger than you ever believed. And I want you to be tenacious and never give up on what's important to you. And to everyone here, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for your comments and for being a part of this community. We're building something beautiful and strong, and we're going to keep growing. We're going to keep healing. And yes, we're all going to be okay. You know I appreciate you. And until next time, take good care of yourself. Thank you so much.